You ever stopped and thought about what your smart doorbell actually sees at night? We buy them for peace of mind, to keep an eye on packages, maybe catch a raccoon tipping over the trash cans, or just to feel a little safer in our own homes. But what if one night, your camera picked up something that wasn't supposed to be there? That's exactly what happened to one couple here in the US. What started as a normal home security upgrade turned into a nightmare that chased them right out of their house. And after hearing what their camera caught, you might think twice before checking your own notifications at 3 in the morning. It all started in one of those quiet suburban neighborhoods. Tree-lined streets, porch lights glowing, the sound of crickets at night. Mike and Sarah, a young couple in their late 20s, had just moved into their first home. It wasn't a mansion, but it was theirs. To celebrate, Mike installed a brand new smart doorbell. You know the type. Motion sensors, night vision, crisp HD video, and the option to talk to anyone right from your phone. For the first week, it worked exactly like it should. They caught a raccoon nosing around the garbage cans, the neighbor's dog sneaking onto the lawn, even the Amazon driver dropping off a late-night package. Sarah joked that it was like having their own reality show called Life on the Porch. But then, things changed. About a week later, the alerts started rolling in at exactly 3 in the morning. Every night. Same time. Mike figured it was a glitch. Maybe headlights from a car, or the wind setting off the sensor. But when he checked the footage, there was nothing. Not blurry footage, nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. Just an empty porch with the motion alert blinking, like the camera swore someone had been standing there. That pattern kept happening. 3 a.m. every night. Sarah laughed it off, saying, "Maybe our ghost just wants Amazon Prime." But Mike wasn't laughing. Something about it felt wrong. When he looked closely at the recordings, he started noticing shadows. And not the kind that made sense. These shadows were long, stretched, bending at angles that didn't line up with the porch light. Sometimes just for a split second. They even looked like a person standing at the edge of the frame. But every time you blinked, they vanished. They tried ignoring it. Life was busy. Mike had work. Sarah was planning a family barbecue. They told themselves it was just glitches. Until one night, the alerts didn't just come with shadows, they came with sound. Mike opened the app and nearly dropped his phone. The doorbell had recorded a whisper, a low, breathy voice right outside their door. Sarah swore she heard it say, "I see you." Mike thought it sounded like, "Let me in." Either way, neither of them wanted to believe it. Now, stop. And imagine that's you. You grab your phone, half asleep, expecting to see a raccoon or the neighbor's cat. And instead, you hear a stranger whispering outside your front door. Do you call the cops? Do you go outside? Or do you just sit, frozen, hoping it goes away? Mike froze. He replayed it over and over, trying to convince himself it was interference. But the whispers didn't stop. Over the next week, the alerts came almost every night. Sometimes it was faint laughter. Sometimes it sounded like scratching at the wood. Sarah started leaving the lights on just to sleep. Then came the night they finally saw it. At first, it looked like a white blur moving across the porch. Mike thought maybe a bug crawled across the lens, but when he zoomed in, his stomach dropped. It was a face. Pale, featureless, hovering at the edge of the frame, not a reflection, not a trick of light, a face. And right when it appeared, the microphone picked up 3 words, whispered clear as day, "Let me in." Sarah screamed when she saw it. Mike tried to play it off as a prank, maybe some teenager with a mask. But when he froze the clip frame by frame, it didn't move like a person. It didn't walk up, it didn't lean in, it was just there. like it blinked into existence for a split second before vanishing. That was it. They called the police. A patrol car circled the block, checked the yard, the porch, everything. Nothing. No footprints, no fingerprints. Just two terrified homeowners and a camera clip nobody could explain. For a while, things went quiet. A week passed with no alerts, no whispers, no faces. Sarah started to relax. Maybe it was over. But then Mike noticed something strange. The camera had saved a clip even though no motion had been detected. Curious, he opened it at work. The video showed their porch in broad daylight, totally normal, until words started appearing across the lens. Not written, not scratched, more like fog. And the words said, "Still here." He ripped the doorbell off the wall that night. He swore he was done. No more cameras, no more smart devices, but Sarah convinced him to reinstall it. Not because she wanted it, but because she needed to know. And that's when they got the final, most chilling recording. The footage began with static. Then slowly, something stepped into frame. Not blurry this time, not a shadow. A tall, gaunt figure with gray skin, hollow eyes, and a mouth stretched open far too wide. It stood right on their porch, staring straight into the lens. And then, with a voice that sounded like it was coming from inside their own heads, it whispered again, "Let me in." That was it. Mike and Sarah grabbed what they could, jumped in the car, and drove straight to Sarah's sister's house across town. The house sat empty for weeks. When they finally came back, the doorbell stayed in a drawer, disconnected. They never reinstalled it. Here's the thing. Millions of homes across the US have these smart doorbells. They're supposed to keep us safe. But how many late-night alerts go ignored? How many glitches are brushed off? And how many people like Mike and Sarah learn the hard way that sometimes it's not a glitch at all? So the next time your phone buzzes at 3 a.m., are you brave enough to check? Or will you just let it sit there, hoping it goes away? Because maybe, just maybe, the thing on your porch isn't supposed to exist. Sleep tight.
Thanks for watching. Where your fear meets the unknown and your imagination comes to life.